Today we're revisiting a video I did, which was an all too brief treatment on how to put power in your staff strikes. So, 2 years later, we're coming back to it, and we're going to go a little more in depth. I'm going to go through a couple different methods of how you build power, and then 2 drills for you to practice. Summation of joint forces is just a fancy way of saying that the more muscle you can channel into your strike, the better. And the way you do that is through coordinated motion going through your joints. This starts with your feet pushing into the ground. This is more than just turning in the direction you want to go. You really want your feet to force themselves against the ground. Next, the hips and core. This is where the power that's generated by the big muscles in the legs are transferred to the upper body, to the arms, and then eventually out towards the end of the staff. This sequence is important. Feet, core, arms. They have to work in that order, and they have to work in harmony for you to generate real power. Inertia in this case, we're talking about getting your staff moving long before you're actually going for your strike. You can't just go from dead stop to full power. It doesn't work like that. When I use the term grip, I'm referring to the balance between a wide grip and a narrow grip. Wide grip gives you control, but not much speed. A narrow grip gives you lots of speed and power, but not much control. If fighting was just about swinging like a maniac, the narrow grip would absolutely be king, but that's not the case. Slide and strike falls under the larger category of grip, but in this case it's a specific technique to switch between the wide grip for control, the narrow grip for speed, and also how to generate power using the increasing leverage as you move your hands. Push and pull is likewise goes under summation of joint forces, but in this case we're talking about getting maximum effort out of using both the large muscles in the front of the torso and the large muscles in the back working together in concert. Start with a defensive step back and block high, and then move smoothly into your strike. The step back and block overcomes the inertia of the staff, and then moving forward into the strike allows you to channel your power from the ground up. Plus, the narrow grip throughout generates maximum speed for your strike. Let's work with the blocking section first. We've got a roof block and an umbrella block respectively, and they form a shape like a figure 8 or an infinity symbol perhaps. When you're doing these, the hands have to go high. You need to protect the top of your head. When you feel you've gained a little bit of proficiency in the blocks, feel free to add in the strikes. This next one takes a little bit of practice to get good at, but I recommend it. This shows up in a lot of my videos, this particular drill, and it's just good practice. It's good for developing staff skills. As mentioned before, the wide grip is control, the narrow grip gives speed, and moving between the two smoothly generates a lot of leverage as well. Also, you're going to find the push-pull aspect of this shows up really strongly. The first part, the slide, takes a bit of practice. As the name suggests, you are sliding your hands along the staff. You are not tossing it back and forth. You want to keep the hands in contact because that gives you control over the staff as you move it. Eventually, you'll be adding in the strike, and when you do, there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. The sliding of the hands and changing of the grip length needs to happen in conjunction with the push and pull as you really start to build power into your strike. So, a common problem with the first drill is people extending their arms fully. This makes for a great whooshing noise, but in terms of fighting, it's not that useful. Pull in on the arms a little bit and you'll find you're generating more power. For drill number 2, it's easy to fall into a rhythm of just doing that slide and strike and forget about the power. You want to concentrate on the push and pull. The front hand pushes hard and the rear hand pulls hard. I hope you enjoyed that. A longer take on developing power with your staff strikes. I'd like to blame the brevity of the earlier video on youthful indiscretion, but that was only 2 years ago, so I don't think I can get away with that. Anyway, the all-seeing, all-knowing YouTube algorithm thinks you'd like this video next.